Hi everyone, it's been so long. I hope you can hear me well. I have a mic now. Um, I don't know. There's so much we can talk about. There's so much that's happened. So much that's happening. But in the meantime, I feel called for funsies to do a reading. We're gonna do it on we're gonna use the money and the law of attraction cards from Abraham Hicks, but we're going to see what comes through. Maybe it has to do with abundance. Maybe it's connected with other things, as all things are connected at a certain level. Um, yeah, I'm going to be in and out of the sun here, but this is the best I could do, and this is what we got. So we're going to work with it. Cool. I hope y'all are well. I miss you all so much. I miss family time so much. All right, let's see. What do we got? For the highest good and the highest good of all of those connected that will see this message. What is the message? We're going to take that. That came out reversed, so I'm going to take that. That's the central theme. Let's see, what else? Okay. There's a message coming through about perfection. Okay. That's the first thing that came. And this theme of perfection and what does perfection mean? Let's see. Yeah, everything's coming out in the reverse. This is interesting. Okay. So I'm going to talk about it. So there's like this, like, looking at what we don't have. Okay. Yeah. You can't make this up. So I just pulled out the first two cards I pulled out were in reverse, which I'm going to read them, but they came out in reverse. And I know that they're specifically what we are not doing, what we are lacking, what's blocking us. And this card came out when I was like, what is this about? And it's like the real is it's the law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. And I mean the law of anything, the law of the divine, right? Focus, right? It adds more, we feed more whatever we are focused on, right? Where our focus, our attention goes, it grows. And this is not new. I'm not sharing with you anything new. I'm not even regurgitating per se, but for some reason in this time, space, place, whatever, I'm popped up on your feed and I made a video, popped up in my life to bring this message to you through the universe, through the love that is, through benevolent, pure source, right? Uh, yeah. So, what I'm also getting is the two sources. Um, so, for who this is for, I'm going to just talk to you because that's what this is for. Um, there are there's another dimension to understanding and to teachings when you get to a certain point, and it is that there's actually two sources. I know, crazy, because you think that there's only pure benevolent God source, and there is. That is the all that is, the all, pure benevolent love, unconditional love, all the good things that is. And then there, I guess, like the way that I'm getting to share with you about it is like the amalgamation, big word, of miscreation. So it's almost like so much of source, pure God source energy that has been misused so much, so many times, through so many choices, through timelines, through lifetimes, whatever, however you want to see it, how it's coming through for you, how I'm holding the space. And it ends up creating like another source, right? That's how we're going to say that for today. And that gets a life of its own almost. I guess like we can even compare it with what's going on with AI, right? It's like AI is created as a result of source God creation energy being used through different conduits, through different people, through different players, I'm getting. And that's how that gets created, right? And so it's almost the same. I mean, I'm oversimplifying things. If this is not for you, this is not for you. This is clearly for who this is for, like this message is specific. So if it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it resonate, Just nice to sit here with you, right? But for whoever this is for, you're really ready to understand that there is a new dimension. And that is part of what's been holding you back. Is I keep seeing like it's like the older teachings or the teachings you've been exposed to are almost too flat. It's almost like 2D. And now you're ready to go to 3D. But I guess, yeah, it's like almost like taking a picture. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But imagine doing that, I guess, like on a higher level. It's almost like 4D to 5D if we're really talking about dimensionality. Yeah, and it's really up to you to decide how you want to understand this or take this, right? But that's what I'm getting. It's like almost taking like a flat picture of teachings, and now it's like sculptures and has another dimension to it. Yeah, there's really no other way to say it. That's what's coming through. And so um with that, yeah, there's just a lot of distractions, but it's not bad distractions per se. You got to learn how to read them, right? Like sometimes they are love and loving and you need to go that way. And other times that's not for you. It's not, it is just that, a distraction. So, okay, sorry. Ooh, let's breathe. There's something getting cleared here. I feel like for some of you that was like really big news. That was like really big. Okay. So just like honor wherever you are, how your body's feeling, whatever's going on, whatever's trying to distract you, like stay focused. Perfect. Another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh, yeah, great. Okay, so yeah. All right. Let's see what this lack is. So I'm going to read this. The realization that something is not as you want it to be is an important first step. But once you have identified that, the faster you're able to turn your attention in the direction of a solution, the better, because a continuing exploration of the problem will prevent you from finding the solution. The problem is a different vibrational frequency from the solution, and all thoughts and vibrations are affected by or managed by the law of attraction. Perfect. Yeah. So just what are you adding power to? Okay, so here's the lack, what we're not doing. Okay, so there's not taking responsibility for our thoughts right now, not taking responsibility for what we think. Okay, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to share this with you all. Okay, and then there's an element of not praising success where you see it. Okay, so, okay, this is interesting. So basically, in order to bring more positivity into your life, more victory into your life, more whatever into your life that you're looking for, right? Um, there's like some like energetic thing where we can't like knock other people for having it different ways or knock other people for having it. And I guess like money is like a really good example. So if you want more money in your life, but you think that people who have money are bad, rich people are bad, or they have to do a certain thing to have it that you're not willing to do, or you've like kind of created these whatever your negative story is around money and what how other people may have it, and then when you see them having it and you're hating on them and you're having a whole narrative around it, of course you're not going to be able to bring in any money because you are, when you see it around other people, you're not even supporting it, you're not even praising it. Even if you can get to a place of neutrality, that would even be better than nothing, than negatively looking at it, or looking at these people. This is a super general message. Sorry I hit the mic, but you know, please take what's for you, leave what's not. And, you know, you're going to have to do your own work for some of you because you're kind of picking it up, I'm feeling, but your story is specific. And I didn't say it the exact way. So you have to sit and see, like, what is your story with money? What is your money story? I've seen some folks do offerings around that, and that's amazing. So that's like a real thing. It's real. Yeah. And the other piece is being responsible for what you think. So what I got was interesting. It's like, I guess, to be honest with you all, to be 100, wow, I guess for both of these like issues that are in the reverse, there, when we talk about the other source that I was bringing up, or right, negativity, um, I think for some of you, it is empowering to know the truth that there are people who are trying to control your thoughts, or there are beings or frequencies, or yeah, disembodied beings. They may not necessarily even have bodies, but they are trying to control thoughts. And so they are sending certain thought frequencies, sending certain, like, this is like a mass thing that's been happening, like certain thought frequencies, certain ideas, right? These repetitive things. I mean, we could even say it's not even necessarily being controlled by a person behind a curtain, but the fact that when we talked about the other source, it's like there's so much energy that's put into these negative thought forms that they end up becoming independent, and then they're like flying around in the atmosphere. And if your frequency somehow attracts it, then, or has something that's attractive to it, then you let it in and you don't even know it, then you're basically running like these thought programs, energy that is not yours. I feel some of you getting lost, but I also know that I see like someone who, like, this is really, this is probably, this might message might be for one person right now, and you're gonna get it, and I'm happy for you, and I pray and hope that this helps and you can keep moving forward, because it's not just you. There is active things happening in other realities, dimensions around you. And you have to be vigilant in the sense of like learning the patterns, learning where you let other things in, and like pivoting as fast as you can. That's the game. It's pivoting. It's, oh, and the more space you create, the less identity, which is a form of attachment, you have with it, then you're winning. That is the game. That's what you need to be doing. Yeah. So it's really just that. Oh, I pray that helps. That was, I know that I felt some of you get lost in a lot of it, but it's because it just be willing to accept the frequency I'm holding and the message that the frequency holds, and allow it to help support you to move forward, to be empowered, to continue on your highest organic timeline, and to allow new epiphanies, new realizations to come through that much more easy for you, to help you break free from the chains that you're here to break free from, that really aren't chains, really never had to be there, and can really just fall away now. It's almost thinking of the tarot card of like the Ten of Swords or the Ten of Swords. There's, I don't know what tarot card it is, but there's a goddess tarot. There's a deck I'm seeing a goddess tarot deck, and there's a card where like there's swords all around the person, and the person's on the floor, and all they had to do is turn around and get up. Like, if they're not even in the person, they're just around them, and the person's scared of them because the person can sense them, the person can feel them, but doesn't understand that they're actually not hurting them. That's a big message for someone. Yeah. Okay. That felt complete. Let's go to the last card. Ooh, I love this. I am the attractor of my every experience, which is true and not true when you understand the two sources thing, right? When you understand the two sources thing, you understand that if you are super bright and super light and super purification, you're going to attract a little bit of everything. And it's not necessarily a testament to you or your work or your lack of work or something that's getting reflected back to you. It can just be that something that you have to learn boundaries to, or something like that. It's almost, think of it like a moth to a flame, like you're the flame, and so all these bugs, not just moths, are going to get attracted. Okay. So there's no need for self blame. There's no need to go into that. There is a point where it's super helpful to look and see, how is this reflecting something to me symbolically or literally. What is this learning here? And that is super, super true. But for a lot of us, wow, we're getting to a point where it's not that you or me or we, that we are not, immune to making mistakes or having egoic trips or things that we still may need to shift. But we are and have reached a point where you've done so much work that it's there's no need, it's almost like you're ruminating, you're just going through the motions again, and you could just be done, you could just be healed, and you could just keep it moving. Okay. Do what your heart wants to do. That's what I'm getting. Do what your heart wants to do. It's not so much about what other people think or how they think, right? Because this is the last final message. Like, you're meant to live an expansive, exhilarating, good feeling experience. It was your plan when you made the decision to become focused in your physical body in this time space reality. You are born knowing that you are a powerful being, that you are good, that you are the creator of your experience, and that the law of attraction, the law of the divine, whatever divine law that you know, right? The essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn, is the basis of the universe. And you knew it would serve you well. And so it has. Yeah, you got to believe you're good. You are good. You got to believe you're amazing. You are amazing. And you got to believe, like, mankind is inherently good, despite what we are being shown on our videos, despite what we are being shown wherever you're seeing it every day in the internet, and right. Oh, it's so many layers to what's going on. But I pray and I hope that you are doing what you need to do for on your part, on your end, whatever that looks like, whether that's public or private, and that you're taking care of yourself and you are helping where you can. So, sending so much love. You can't pour from an empty cup, remember? Sometimes we have to push through before we can refill our cup, right? Things happen, life happens, there's really intense lessons. But coming out of survival really truly means, and coming out of survival and embodying the thriving, embodying the love, the unconditional love, the truth, which sometimes can look very sharp and cutting. And, there's this place for sacred rage and chaos and all those things. I'm totally of that. But that's what we can do for our children and our children's children and all of the generations that come after us, is to embody that love and really transmute these survival um, programs that were passed down to us. So much love, so much joy, so much appreciation for you doing your part. Until we meet again, see each other again, next video. Mwah.